little crazy there. Like my head hurts a little bit, you know.
What,
Head
from the
bagging a little
Metallica
bit.
music?
Yeah, just my Lloyd impression.
Oh,
Yeah.
from the head banging.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
if anyone doesn't know what we're referencing, Lloyd from Scrubs is the UPS driver, right?
Well,
Some sort of
delivery.
driver.
Delivery, yeah, and always listens to somewhat heavy metal music or something like that.
We would
Until
say
he-
it's
he-
heavy. Jeremy might not, but we the rest of us would say it's heavy.
He's also the drummer in the Air Band. He does a very good
That's right.
Sib Hashishin, I think that's how you say his name, Hashishin impression as they play Boston for the Air Band episode.
That's right. That's a great, more than a feeling, right?
Yep.
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 That's like a whole thing. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, because Christopher Lloyd's what was his actual first name? Did we decide that? Who passed away?
Ted.
Yeah, no. What's his real name?
Samuel.
Sam Lloyd, the lawyer's name
Sam
is
Lloyd.
Ted.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Christopher
and
Lloyd's
anyway,
his dad is Doc.
Yeah. He was in an acapella group, right? Like in real life.
Yeah, like the Worthless Peons, I think, is what they were
From
called.
Syracuse University.
That's right, SU. Yeah.
Really? Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, and after Scrubs, they toured quite a bit. They had quite a bit of success.
Yeah, I knew they had toured because when he passed away, I haven't listened to that Scrubs rewatch in a little while, but I was listening to it pretty regularly in the heat of COVID, and that's when he passed away. And they were telling that story about them touring like post Scrubs and everything. I mean, they sound amazing. Like on the show, like they're really good. I would have gone to see them.
Well, I like that was his actual band. You know,
right? Yeah. That's really cool. I love that stuff about TV shows in general.
Yeah.
Like whether it's a family member that gets to have like a fun part, or you get like a band involved like that, or whatever. Just like the small little things you can do to give people a platform that they otherwise wouldn't have. Like I think that's a really cool part of TV.
Or when it's not a platform thing, but you find out that Jordan is Bill Lawrence's wife.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa.
Yeah. Or like in Parks and Rec, Nick Offerman and Megan Mullally, like the exes who like despise each other and are insane.
What's her name? Crazy
Tammy. She's Tammy too.
Tammy too.
Yeah. But in real life, they're like incredibly loving, and they have this great marriage, and they like tour together and do like stand-up shows and shit.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good stuff.
Yep.
Good stuff. What are you guys drinking?
Matthew?
I switched it up tonight. So I got the Hellas Lager from Goldfinger Brewing Company in Downers Grove, Illinois. So it popped up on a list. I was just perusing lists online a couple weeks ago of like top 10 lagers in the country. So I decided to give it a shot. It's very good. I'm also very appreciative that my local beer store had it, because it's not one that's easy to find. But it's also not one that's flying off the shelf because people don't know what it is. So I picked it up and am loving it.
So when somebody like you goes to look for the top 10 lagers in the country, where are you looking? Are you looking at Untapped like rankings, or is
this was just there's a handful of online clickbait sites that do it. Paste is one.
Oh, like that kind of thing.
Paste actually has a fairly good booze writer. I don't know their name, but they do a lot of stuff.
Okay.
They'll also do, again, I'm trying to, Brewbound is another one that's more of like kind of like a blog for beer people. And they'll do articles where they'll interview brewers and say, hey, what's your favorite beer that like doesn't get appreciated, or what's, and so like, oh, so-and-so
That's
brewer from this brewery I really likes an obscure German Pilsner that's available in Kentucky. Cool, I'm going to go get it, because that was, stuff like that, where it's, nice to break up the hops every week. I'm not doing a good job describing this, but yeah, basically, sometimes it's good to break up things. And so for backup, I do have one of Human Robot's first bottled offerings.
Wow.
So it's a Keller beer called Dinkelho. So we'll
good name.
I think that's how you pronounce it. Heu Dinkelho. I don't know. Well, I'm gonna call it that just because it sounds funny.
You?
Yeah.
No.
What about you, Ethan? You got Any of our other half green city beers?
Yeah. So Matt and I are currently on another half green city pack, the baseball themed one.
Yep.
I've had like 3 so far. They've all been excellent. And tonight is number 4. Haven't had a sip yet, but it's called Juiced.
Ooh,
And the
Is it
cover
Canseco?
is a giant, basically Jose Canseco if he was a piece of broccoli.
Now in the bottom corner of the label, you see what else is about that.
Phantasm.
So we have we talked about Phantasm on
Yeah, but refresh me. I can't remember.
So it's an extract from spent grape skins that enhances, I think, the thiols is what they said, or the juicy components of hops.
Ooh, well, it's fucking delicious.
So it's kind of the next level of fruity, juicy beers, and it's from a grape waste. I think it's a company out in Australia actually figured it out, and that's like kind of the pushing the boundaries of what's next in beer. So you see, cryo hops, you see phantasm powder, you see, all these new strains of crossbred hops. Everyone's trying to get to that new next crazy aromatic fruity flavor that you can get out of just a hop flower, which is pretty cool. So
Yeah.
you rewind 20 years ago to when it's just like regular IPAs. Not that I was drinking IPAs 20 years ago, but I mean, it's kind of amazing to see what's happening in in that space in the last 2 decades.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah,
awesome.
2002 guys, when we, before we even met, I was throwing back IPAs all the time. I had a beard when I was in seventh grade and could tell you all just kidding.
Middle
was getting
Ages
ready.
Syracuse Pale Ale.
Yeah.
Matt was getting ready to outdrink us, even though he could already outdrink us. He didn't need to prepare. It would just happen.
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
I don't know what it is about you guys, right? I think it was Ethan when I first started sitting with him. I don't know if you were with him or not, but like I remember in 9th grade getting last by shoving entire cupcakes in my mouth. So, I don't know.
Oh.
You guys bring out the excess consumption side of me. I don't know. Which again, none of you guys asked me to do it. I just did it one day and you guys laughed. So
oh man. Love it.
Anyway, good old days.
Good old days.
Colin already showed me what he's got, but you give it the rundown.
Yep. Within the timetable that I'm supposed to drink this, I've got Tired Hands Passion Fruit Milkshake IPA. I did look, Matt. I did rate it on Memorial Day when we were here. 4.25.
All right.
I think it's a 4.28 overall. So
that's really
right
good
in there. Yeah. It is very tasty. So I think
you're
I have
drinking
like
it within
two
the proper
left.
window.
Yeah, and I have 2 left, so I'm gonna take them. We're going on vacation next week. I'm taking them with me. Take them onto the beach. It's gonna be great.
Excellent.
Awesome. That's a good one. You get a little bit of tartness from the passion fruit, but it's not as sweet as a lot of the other milkshake stuff. But it was a good one. I don't know though. I don't not to be. I may not be buying any more Tired Hand stuff. I'm.
What happened? Did you tell us about this?
We talked about the Me Too movement,
right?
That the segment of it that happened in the beer industry, which again, shout out to Sacred Profane Brewing up in Maine. The Rat Magnet, not hashtag. Anyway, the new brewery opening by the person who started this all up in Maine, but so Tired Hands is one of the breweries that was implicated in this and kind of the abusive practices and relationships that their owner had. And so when this all started, the owner stepped away from everyday operations. Well, he's back now. So he never actually divested from the company.
What now?
He's back. The owner's back. Gene, I think his name is. So he never actually divested. He's back. He's representing
so he's like
the
Alex
brewery.
Cora.
Yeah. He's representing the brewery at different festivals now, and I think he's back involved in operations. And a little disappointing.
That is disappointing.
Hope the staff there, continues to kind of hold them in check, but ultimately, I don't know if they'll be getting any more of my money, which is a shame because they were a kind of a pioneer for a lot of stuff.
Yeah, what's that one they do that I've had that's really good? The Alien one.
Oh, Alien Church.
Alien Church.
Alien Church is good. They have D2H3 double dry hop hands, but hop hands was kind of their series. that was really good. And they do a lot of kind of weird beers as well. They do a stout series called Only Void that was pretty tasty that they'll do variations on. Although one year they made one that was lavender, and I still give my brother a hard time for bringing home that lavender stout because I think my dad, my brother, and I all tasted it, and then I immediately went and dumped it out. Like, nope, not everyone's going to be a winner.
Yeah.
So, anyway, I'm looking forward. I'm going to be back in New York this weekend for the 4th.
Wow.
I swing by one of the big breweries I want to see when I'm on my travels up home. We'll either be going to hot new up and coming brewery Fiden's in the Colony area, or if we want to move, if we want, don't want to go to the IPA route, I may go to Suarez and get some nice lagers and pilsners.
Those are fucking good. Yeah.
Yeah. Suarez. Again, Ethan had them. It's nothing special, but really good.
Really good. Yeah. Where are they out again? Where are they at?
They're maybe 45 minutes south of Albany.
Oh, isn't Fiden's near Albany too?
Fiden's is in Colony, just outside Albany. So
yeah,
I'll be hitting one of the two in my travels this weekend.
Okay, who knew Albany had Albany area had two hot newish breweries?
Kind of that Hudson River Valley.
Mm-hmm.
You got a lot of really, really good players there. You got Equilibrium, you got Sloop, you've got Industrial Arts.
Okay. I knew about Equilibrium. I didn't realize those other ones were in that area.
Yep. Suarez and Fiden's. You've got not too far away. You've got all the treehouse nonsense going on in Massachusetts. So
right. Yeah.
Pretty good. There's others I missed out that are in that area as well that I've neglected to say that are also very good as well. Hudson Valley. If you want sour IPAs, they were kind of the bellwether for a long time. Of like sour tart IPAs, so it's kind of an interesting area.
Okay. Nice.
But I can't make my whole trip about breweries, so we'll
tell the Ranks we say hello.
Of course. And you guys know you're always welcome up there if you ever get up that way. But do you guys have any plans? You said you're going to the beach. Ethan, what about you?
Going home and seeing my parents
good.
for the first time since like Christmas. So
nice.
Awesome.
That'll be really nice. Yep.
Well, Jim's going to be listening to this. Well, actually, I think we have one parent from each of us that listens to the podcast.
Wait, one of your parents listens, Kyle?
My dad does.
Oh, does he? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's right. I think you told us that. My dad does sometimes. Jeremy listens like to every episode. I think my dad is only an occasional listener, I think.
Yeah. Well, Jeremy knows what's good.
Yeah, that's right.
This show slaps, as he would say.
Hey, speaking of Jeremy, didn't he sit in with another band on Friday?
Yeah, he did.
How'd that go?
I don't know yet. I haven't.
Okay.
I haven't
Jeremy,
heard how it went.
we'll have to bring you back on. I'm curious.
Let's go.
Yeah,
I want to know number
one, set it up.
How did it go? And number two, I want to know how you prepare for that. Like if Ethan's going to sit in with someone, you just like send him some sheet music and be like, tootle around. But like, is it the same process for you, Jeremy?
I actually wondered the same thing, Matt.
Because you're learning other lyrics. So not only you're learning words and music, and then I think there's got to be a lot of nonverbal communication that happens between a band while they're performing on stage. So jumping right into that kind of, I mean, I know there's probably, when a band ends a song or something,
yeah,
there's a lot of cues that are kind of universal, but still, how is it jumping in with another band?
Just vocals. Yeah, just vocals. That's what he did.
Yeah.
Now, what I'm curious about, the reason I'm wondering, and I want to ask him about this, right, is because subbing on vocals for like a more typical genre, I think would be pretty easy apart from memorizing the words, because most popular sort of, quote unquote vernacular music, right? Non-classical, non-jazz. That's what I mean, right? When I say vernacular, most of that kind of music, the forms are very predictable, right? Verse, chorus, bridge, chorus, right? And so you just need to learn the words for each section, and then it's very easy to kind of feel, right? The music is it's structured in a very intuitive way, right? That's why this is the music that's really popular for the masses, right? It's structured in a really easily digestible way, and so it would be a lot easier to sub for that. However, heavy music, metal music, shit that gets a little bit more complicated in terms of its structure, is not necessarily laid out like that. I mean, some music you will get that, but a lot of times you won't, right? Like you'll have some sort of long instrumental intro, right? And then you'll have like, trying to think of the terms that Jeremy uses, you'll have like breakdowns and shit like this, right? And then there might be a section where it's like, okay, now you scream this verse for a while. Then there's like a new instrumental section. Then you scream the next verse. Then there's a different, you know what I mean? So like in metal music, it can be a lot different than just like really easy verse chorus stuff, which is what 99% of popular quote unquote music is. So that's what I'm really interested in, and it actually would be kind of cool to have him come back on and talk about that a bit.
Yeah. One 2009, I saw Springsteen in Albany, and Conan had just, that was when Conan had just started the late night, right? But is that the one he took over? Whatever one he took over for Jay Leno. And so Max, his drummer, Max Weinberg, it was Conan's drummer for a bunch of years, and was with Conan for the unveiling of this new format with Conan. And anyway, his son is a drummer, like I think for a punk rock band or something like that. And I mean, you guys know I've talked about it before, like the lore of a Springsteen live show. And one of the big things is Max.
You've talked about it before? I can't recall.
One of the big things is Mighty Max, like being able to just read when Bruce wants to do something, when he wants to stop, when he wants to move on. Like they don't play the studio. It's not like the Eagles where they're just playing like the studio version of their song. Like Bruce mixes things up or whatever. But I remember like Bruce gave him so many moments of like solos and things like that, and I just he had to be like 22, 23, 24 at the time or whatever. I'm just like, can you imagine playing for your dad, for Bruce, and being that good, like being that trusted? I don't know that he played a bunch of shows on that tour, but I just happened to see one of them, and it was the same thing though. I was like, how do you just come in and like do that when it's so vitally important? Like that's what music is always so fascinating to me, because it just seems like they're like the Robbie Canoes of the world, right? Like they just make it look so easy, and like we just know it's not, obviously, but
the pre-2022 Robbie Canoes of the world.
yeah.
If the analogy was now, like the drumstick speed would be slowed down and he'd be off the beat and just striking out all the time.
Right, yes, thank you for the clarification.
Yeah.
So speaking of Bruce, just one little, like, you guys, if you haven't, go on YouTube and watch the John Stewart Kennedy Center Mark Twain Prize presentations, because John Stewart is a huge fan of Bruce. So he does, they play Come Together, Bruce and Gary Clark Jr. and his band to open the show. That was pretty impressive. And then, and just in general, all the comedians who speak on behalf of John Stewart. Now, this happened a couple months ago, but it's finally all on YouTube now. Pretty cool. I really enjoyed it. I got on a tear the other night and watched them all. But
nice. I love John Stewart too. So
the other thing I have to ask, and we'll do this on air, Ethan, you going to Treehouse?
Oh,
you getting some of those cans?
I didn't even think about it, but I should go.
Kidding.
I should go, shouldn't I? Yeah.
Don't go out of your way.
Oh, but I mean, it's like a 45-minute drive. Why would I not do it? Like
that's round trip. That's an hour and a half. That's a lot.
Yeah, but it's a beautiful part of the country, and actually, I bet
nice.
my partner will be going with me.
I didn't want to ask her. Okay.
Yeah, she will be going with me, and I bet you she would be in like spending Saturday afternoon, like going and hanging out there and having a beer. Oh yeah,
it's
as long as the weather's good. I mean, they're
it's an
fucking
amazing place.
And I've never sat there. I told you, I've only gone and picked up before. I've never actually hung out. I mean, I've walked around to like pick my shit up, but I mean, it's incredible that this is the Charlton location. But yeah, it's fucking beautiful. So it'd be a great place to hang for a bit.
For those who don't know what the hell we're talking about, it's basically Willy Wonka's factory for beer nerds. Like, and they've got like multiple locations now, and they're all Willy Wonka factories.
Yeah.
Like their Deerfield location has a concert venue now, like a performance venue.
Holy shit.
Like, fuck. like
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Like, it
Yeah,
just
and
sounds
I
amazing.
can't speak to the other locations. I haven't been to them yet, but this one specific one, this Charlton one, Charlton, Massachusetts, when you it's like this massive like campus. Like that's the word I would say. It's like a campus. And what's crazy is like you drive in, it's this kind of like windy driveway, right? And you come in off of the main road and like it's not immediate. It's like a little bit into the driveway. There's like a big overhang that says like Treehouse Brewing. It's like this. I think it's is it wood, Matt? It's like this beautiful
Wood
thing.
with wood with LED lights.
Yeah, and you like drive underneath this thing, like welcome to the Treehouse fucking compound, like underneath the, just like up going up this driveway. Like it's crazy. Like
Come
yeah,
with me, and you'll
exactly.
see a land of pure inebriation.
Oh, that's perfect. Good job.
It is
Yeah,
magnificent.
yeah, it's
And
fantastic.
they just because they haven't made cool enough shit everywhere in the state of Massachusetts, they just bought a country club.
Yeah.
Like they've got a beach location in Sandwich, they've got Deerfield with pizza and a performance venue, they've got the mothership in Charlton, and I think they own a farm somewhere too, probably, and they just bought a freaking country club, which is going to be amazing
Yeah.
too. They're probably going to like reinvent golf, and it's going to be cool. And I don't know. I feel like
Yeah.
I should go take this hat off, put my treehouse hat on.
Yeah. Well, and the other thing too about this that I'll say, right, is like normally when this kind of thing happens, right, when you get like one sort of company or organization, right, that's really blowing up and they expand like this and they do all these like big fancy things or whatever, like I usually get skeptical. I'm like, man, they're becoming like a big old chain, like they're going to become mediocre, blah 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 blah. They're going to overcharge for like shittier products. But like Treehouse's prices, at least since I've been buying in the last couple of years, are standard with like all first rate beer, right? Like for the top notch shit, you're looking at what, $5-6 a can.
For the really, really high stuff, which you gotta think they're putting. Yeah, yes, it's pricey, but yes, it's the best.
It's the best,
and it's
that's
also
the thing.
the quality is still there.
The quality is still there, right? So like I'm not skeptical at all. I don't begrudge it. Like they haven't raised their prices way beyond any of the other top notch breweries, like and it's fucking delicious.
Sell the stores. They only self sell.
Yeah.
They treat their employees right. They've got very, very good benefits for their employees. And they are committed to being a responsible community partner and a responsible ecological partner too.
And believe it or not, they are not sponsors of the podcast. Matt and I are not getting paid to say any of this, which is bullshit. Now that I think about it. Yeah, we need to get Treehouse as our fucking sponsor. My God.
Well, when you're there.
Yeah, I'll be like, hey, who's in charge around here? Who owns Treehouse? I need to talk to them.
But anyway, yeah, don't go just because I asked. But if you happen to go,
yeah, no, it's a great idea. I'm gonna try to make it. We'll see what happens.
Anyway,
yeah, cool. What else is on the docket?
So I've got a question. Boss? Both of you, tell me what your opinion is on this. Here's the scenario. It's a baseball game. Bottom of the 6th inning. The team that is at bat is down 2 runs. They have 2 on and 1 out.
First and second,
yep. The pitcher on the mound has just walked the previous batter on 4 pitches and has thrown 2 more balls. The catcher had just come out to have a talk with the pitcher.
The Tony La Russa question.
As a hitter, what would you do in this situation? The next pitch.
On 2-0.
2-0, 6 straight balls. Not
6
even
straight
close.
balls. Not even close.
Down 2 runs, 2 on, 1 out.
I probably take until he throws a strike.
I think
because like on the one hand, I like the idea of being like, okay, it's 2-0. He's thrown 6 straight balls. If he's desperate and he throws a meatball, I can crush it, right? But I feel like there's a danger in that of like getting too excited and being like, oh man, here comes that meatball. And then you don't actually like it. Maybe it looks good for like a split second, but then it's not. And you swing and you miss and you look like a doofus, or it's not that good of a pitch and you ground into a double play. Or did we say 2 outs? You ground out.
1 out.
1 out. You ground into double play. right? So part of me is more like, you know what? Don't let yourself get too excited and blow it. Make him throw a
Just
strike.
think about the context of where we are in the game too. It's the 6th inning.
Yeah, 6th inning,
I
down
think
by 2 runs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I hunt for the perfect pitch. If it's not exactly where I want it and exactly the pitch I want, I don't swing.
Are you that confident that you can lay off?
Well, depends. Am I Aaron Judge or am I, Joey Gallo?
Well, I'll tell you who the player was if you really want to know.
Oh, is this? So it is based on a real scenario.
Just happened last night.
It just happened last night. I do want to know. But what's
Was it Giancarlo last night who did it, or was it Aaron?
What is your opinion on this, Kyle? Before you tell us,
catcher's interference.
No, it was not one of those.
Okay.
That happened in the next inning.
Okay.
Yeah. Immediately asked Toddy. I was like, what is he doing? He just threw 6 straight balls that weren't even close. It wasn't like it was like borderline. They just weren't even close. Jose Trevino.
Oh, I was listening to this on the radio when it happened. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Was up at the plate. And now, so the Yankees won the game and now all is good or whatever. But at the time, it ended up being that Trevino swung at ball 3, swung at ball 4, ended up flying out. The next batter, whoever it was, ended up making it out. And so it's 5-3 going into the 7th when that dude wasn't going to throw a strike and you were going to load the bases. And it just totally changes the game and everything. Like I get it. They're professional hitters, but like if it's Aaron Judge, I'm giving you the green light. But if it's Jose Trevino, I don't care what type of season you're having, you need to be taking all the way there.
I mean, he did have the 3rd or 4th highest OPS of everyone in the lineup tonight.
Yeah, no, I think you take in that spot.
Also, he knocked in the first run of the game tonight.
Did he? Nice.
Coming through in the clutch when the Yankees need him.
We love Trevino. We love him here.
When you talk about unwritten rules or like cardinal sins, maybe that fits under like a cardinal sin. Like, do not swing at a 2-0 pitch.
Yeah. Don't make
6 straight balls
out at 3rd. Yeah.
That's I don't know. I mean, luckily they won. It didn't matter. No. But at the time, I was thinking, I was like, I told Toddy, I was like, he's gonna ground into a double play. Yeah. The inning's gonna be over. But
I'm pretty sure I remember listening to the at bat. Right, he swung at 2 sliders that were down.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Down. Yep.
Even Kay was thinking like, man, or what are you doing? Like, what are you doing there?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
That was I know I'm a big Trevino homer, but listening to that last night, I just same thing. Like, oh, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Now behind him in the lineup last night was Gallo, right? Wasn't Gallo behind him?
I don't know. I can't remember.
I'll find this out.
I can't remember. Yeah, look it up.
So
but still, I don't.
No, it was Marwin, and Marwin went 2 for 4 last night. But still,
yeah.
But again, Trevino did have the.
And he had a big hit in the 7th. Yeah. So I mean, it all worked out. But like, you play that scenario over 10 times. Like, I think 8 out of those 10 times, the Yankees are going to lose that game because they're not going to get 2 catchers interference in the 7th and 3 walks or whatever it was. Yeah. It was a weird
Judge and G. It was very weird.
Wow.
Yeah, very, very weird.
The second one was
5-run inning, I think.
Okay.
It was very odd.
Wow.
Yeah. It was an odd game. Montgomery pitched really well, but he gave up 5 runs in the 3rd, I think.
Yeah.
And then dominated all the other innings. And then the A's had their 5-run inning in the 7th that ultimately tilted the game toward the Yankees. So I just had to talk about that.
Mm-hmm.
And I would also love to I get that announcers have a job to do, but if you listened to the game on Saturday on the on Sunday, on the Yes Network, you would have thought that it had been a week since the Yankees got a hit, not just a game. And I get it. 16 innings is a long time. And I was frustrated. I'm sure the team was frustrated.
They got no hit the first seven innings of the next game.
Yeah. Up and through the 7th. They didn't have a hit in the 9th inning of the game on Friday night. So the 9th inning through the 7th inning of Sunday's
I see.
game.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was just there was so much, and this is why announcers and beat writers and Peralta just I thought he gave up the home run. Never mind. This is why they do what they do and professional athletes do what they do, is because they were pushing the panic button the entire time. And then G comes up and hits the homer, totally changes the complexion of the game. The Yankees end up walking it off or whatever. So I have a lot of disgust with the way that in the Yankee announcers on the Yes Network are generally pretty good, even though I give them crap sometimes about like O'Neill and everything. Like I've been listening to a lot of different games on using the MLB channel this year. Like Dennis Eckersley is horrendously terrible for the Red Sox. Like there are some really, really, really bad announcers across Major League Baseball, and the Yankees have, pretty good ones, but they were just like unnecessarily, I think, dramatic on Sunday leading up to everything that happened. On top of that, they also were talking about how the Astros dominated the series. And I get that the Yankees never led for an entire pitch of that entire series, but their bullpen damn sure outpitched the bullpen of the Astros. Because if the Astros bullpen had shown up, they would have swept, but they didn't. And the Yankees took 2 games. And I don't care how you win the game, you win the game. That's all that matters. A win is a win. The Yankees grinded it out. They got it done. Yeah, they got no hit, whatever. Nobody cares about combined no hitters these days. It didn't, I don't even think it, like, even Yankee haters were like too crazy about it. But I'm just like, they took 2 out of 4. It could have been a lot worse. It was a fun series. I can't stand the Astros, obviously. I feel like, so Gallo hit a ball on Saturday that was almost a 3-run homer. It fell just short of the right field wall. And it reminded me of the 2019 ALCS when Didi hit a ball for Cole in like game 3 or game 4, one of the games they lost at the stadium. Just fell inches short. And we talk about all the time, like how we dominate the Twins and how hilarious that is and everything. And like, yeah, the Rays have been a pain in the ass, recently and whatever, but man, the Astros, it just seems like that half inch that we need all the time, like it goes the Astros way 9 times out of 10 every single time. And, they get what they want. So the fact that we took 2 out of 4, all things considered, I'm pretty happy with it.
Now, I will say the first at bat of the first game, we did plunk Altuve.
Was it on
But
purpose?
he should have gotten plunked. He should have gotten plunked after he hit the home run to lead off Sunday's game. I will stand by that. They have to police it. They have to. I'm not saying hurt him. I'm saying throw at his butt. Tell him to get off the plate. Stop swinging out of his shoes.
Do they have to though?
Yeah. And I don't want to hear from the crowd who's like, just get him out. Like, you throw one pitch and he hits it over the fence because he's just sitting on whatever you're throwing. Like, you got to back him off. You got to do something.
I don't think you have to throw at anyone ever, though. I think
it's the only way. It's the only way. It's a
very 1960s approach to baseball there, Colin. Instead of
Toddy was saying that to me too, but nobody says anything when somebody has a big hit in football on defense. They're like, oh, that jolted the defense. That jolted the team.
But that's bananas to our, oranges to our apples, whatever. It's like,
I'm just saying that's the baseball equivalent.
I will quote Jesse Winker from the large brawl that happened, and shout out to John Boy. I watched the breakdown today.
You're gonna make me be like Phil Nevin now.
The giant brawl that happened on Sunday between the A's and the Mariners. At the conclusion of the first part of the brawl, Winker, the guy who got hit and started it, and the pitcher who hit him got face to face. And the pitcher who hit him started saying, I had to hit you. I had to hit you. And Winker was like, why did you have to hit me? You didn't have to hit me. Like,
because Phil Nevin told him to.
Yeah. So, I feel, I don't know.
Why did they I didn't read up on this. I know it happened, but I didn't read up on it. Why did they hit Winker?
There's been stuff boiling up.
The Mariners went up and in on Trout. They didn't hit him, but they went up and in and then threw over his head on consecutive pitches after a mound visit the night before. Oh. And
But there had been other games too.
Nevin was convinced that they were headhunting for Trout. Trout wasn't happy. The Mariners won the night and were celebrating on the field. So the next day there was some bad blood.
Okay. That makes
sense.
sense.
Now, what I think of the context that was lost in this all is just 9 days ago, the Angels hit BJ Upton in the head.
Right.
And the Mariners did not, or is it Justin or BJ?
BJ's not in the league anymore, is
Justin?
Yeah, Justin.
Yeah.
Yep.
And the Mariners were adults about it and did not retaliate and throw back. So if anyone has
but
beef
I'm
right now,
not talking about retaliation. I'm talking about being the one to send the message and police. Like I'm pretty sure the Yankees did this to Edgar Martinez like in 1998 because he was like doing the same thing to them.
Oh, well, sorry. One other thing, Ethan, last second change after they threw up and in on Trout, Nevin made a managerial change the following day and changed the starter and started an opener and made it very clear. Why do you think they're, instead of, putting a starting pitcher there, they put an opener in? Because he's there to throw at the Mariners.
Yeah, Nevin got suspended 10 games. So
10 games. Holy shit.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Get him out, or throw some chin music, or throw a breaking ball in the dirt. Like, don't just.
Yeah, but see, if you're throwing chin music, then you're being more dangerous than if you're just
throw a breaking ball in the dirt.
Just throw it at his butt.
Yeah.
The Astros are good enough with analytics to know that, 70% of the time the Yankees are going to groove a fastball on the first pitch. Like,
I'm pretty sure it was a slider.
If we were doing that and Judge was leading off, I would fucking say swing way. Like, if he's going to throw one down the middle, Judge, you swing hard every time.
That's why I'm saying don't throw it down the middle.
Well, don't throw it at them either. Throw a breaking ball in the dirt. Throw something away. Don't just throw at them. That's bad. If the roles were reversed, it's terrible. It's fucking terrible, and we'd be pissed. So as much as I hate Altuve, and I think he needs to have, burrs, pointies, painful burrs from a burdock tree shoved down his pants for the rest of his life. I don't know. Don't throw at him. Get him out, or throw a pitch that he can't hit.
I mean, maybe it's wrong because, like, even if you're trying to hit his butt or you could break his finger like Bryce Harper.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the thing, and that's why, like, on the Angels side, I kind of understand. Like, Harper might miss the rest of the year, And granted, we don't think that I don't think anybody thinks that one was intentional or anything, right?
Yeah.
But like throwing up and into Trout and then over his head, like that's fucked up. Right, twice, and that was that on 2 pitches in a row.
2 pitches in a row after a mound visit.
Yeah, so that's fucked up.
And why Nevin was pissed off was the day before, in the almost exact same situation, they just intentionally walked Trout.
Now, did the Mariners did the guy get ejected after that?
No,
like nothing. Like, but clearly, I mean, come on, these are major league pitchers, up and in, and then over his head. Come on, like that's.
Well, that's what Trout was saying after the game. Trout was saying, fine, if you're going to throw at me, hit me in the ribs and be done with it.
Yeah.
Don't throw at my head.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's real fucked up.
The Angels hit Upton in there.
But that was, I assume that was by accident, that it slipped really bad. I hope.
According to the Mariners, the up and in pitch and the over the head pitch were by accident as well.
Right.
I don't know. Yankees got to do something about Altuve. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, we get him on Thursday, right?
Yep. One of the makeup games is Thursday.
Okay.
And
somebody just, I don't know what pitcher it is on our staff that'll do it, but somebody needs to just dominate him and get like an 0 for 4 with 3 Ks kind of day.
Nestor.
Nestor's the one who gave up the homer.
I know. One of the homers.
Cole.
Man.
I mean, Cole should make him look like an idiot. Cole's got the stuff.
He probably did. That's the point, though. Like when did Cole pitch on Saturday on the no-hitter? No, Friday. He pitched one of those games and he pitched really well. But if it was against Verlander, if it was the no-hitter, it wasn't enough.
Right.
And like, who cares if if Altuve went 0 for 4 that game. It's not the same thing in my opinion.
Yeah.
You can have an 0 for 4. And the way Altuve's got like 11 career homers against the Yankees. The dude's probably got like 150 in his career.
Altuve homered on Saturday. Altuve homered on Sunday.
First pitch.
And let's see, on Friday, it's just the Tucker home run.
Yep. 3-run homer.
And on Thursday, it was Bregman and Alvarez because they hit Altuve.
Yep.
Mm.
In other news, Frankie Montez has pitched pretty well tonight. If the Yanks are, I think maybe the other thing that's been they're still playing over 700 ball in general, but they've obviously been a little bit more up and down recently.
6-4 in their last 10.
Yeah, and I think to like Andrew's point last week on the pod, in terms of like inning limits and people just pitching past wherever, like, Nestor's never pitched this many innings in his career and everything. Like I know Kenny Rosenthal was saying like there's not really anyone great on the market in terms of starting pitching because like Montes and Castillo haven't really pitched in the postseason. So it's like, what, are you going to get another Sonny Gray, type thing? But he gave up 2 runs tonight, 6 innings, 6 strong innings, and everything. I don't know. Maybe that'll start to get them thinking about bringing over another starter.
Yeah.
Possibly.
I mean, the starting is good though. Like, I mean, I wouldn't. I'm not saying I would say no to that, but like, aren't our needs stronger in terms of like the outfield and the bullpen?
It depends. Yeah.
We got Domingo coming back soon.
Yeah. I don't really like Domingo. As far as I'm concerned, Domingo and Chapman, we should have cut them loose. But
yeah,
Chapman's coming back tomorrow.
Yeah, and we should have cut them both loose.
And we got Britton maybe coming back later this year.
Yeah.
But that's
who knows what Domingo's going to be? We don't know if he's going to be any good.
All those
we don't
guys,
know either. Yeah.
Yeah. All those guys, they're big question marks.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's a question mark at the end of the day, honestly. But
yeah,
more so, I think, with those guys. Some interesting Angel news since we were talking about them. I don't know if you guys saw this, but Ohtani had himself quite a weekend. In consecutive games, he had an 8 RBI game as a hitter, and then as a pitcher, he had a 13K game. And there's a really, really cool stat. Never had 8 RBI game. Babe Ruth, Henry Aaron, Barry Bonds, Albert Pujols.
Never had an 8 RBI game.
Never had an 8 RBI game. Never had a 13K game. Lefty Grove, Catfish Hunter, Jack Morris, Tom Glavine. Ohtani did both in consecutive days.
That's fucking amazing.
Say Albert's name again, because it just sounds funny when he said it.
Pujols.
Okay.
Pujols.
Yeah. You're missing that last L. Pujols.
That's what I said.
It's that Scranton accent.
Yeah, that Scranton accent sounds like you're saying Pujols.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, it's not. Don't say sorry. I like it.
That's amazing, though. That's really incredible. That's awesome.
You want to hear something more amazing? Go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, he hit a 462-foot bomb last week, too.
Yeah.
And, like, go and watch that, people, if you have not. The sound off the bat is fucking crazy. It's like it's just crazy, and it's just a fucking moonshot. The dude's unbelievable. It's really cool.
Yeah. Another really cool piece of trivia. This comes from Anthony Castrovins, who's a great national beat writer for MLB.com. 20 years ago, about 4 days ago, Cleveland traded Bartolo Colon to the Expos for what the ESPN scroll called, quote, Lee Stevens in prospects, end quote. The prospects were Brendan Phillips, Cliff Lee, and Grady Sizemore.
Holy shit.
Who collectively combined for 10 All-Star games. the craziest part of this stat is that none of them played in Major League Baseball past Colon's final season in 2018.
Wow. Oh, that's amazing. Oh my God.
Wasn't Bartolo earlier this year saying he wanted to come back too? Like,
I'm sure.
So funny. Yeah, that's sad because I remember Sizemore had tons of injury
Yeah.
problems, and then Lee kind of flamed out pretty quickly.
But he was really good when
He was for a couple
like,
years there. He was amazing.
2009, 2010.
I mean,
The
with
year
the
we
Phillies,
wanted to get him.
Yeah, we really wanted him. Yeah, and we
In
lost out
2010,
on him.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he went to Texas, and then
Yeah, I remember
Texas
that.
beat us in the ALCS.
Yep.
Yep.
we lost to Texas in the ALCS.
Yeah.
2010.
Man, I must have
4 games to 2.
eliminated that from my memory.
Yeah.
Yep.
Cliff Lee. Yeah, he was nasty.
He was basically the difference, just like Verlander in 2017. It was like same thing all over again. And I'm sure we like prospect held on to people that we couldn't even name today. It's like, why do we do that?
Well, I mean, Kay was talking about that tonight with JP Sears. Like, we traded for JP Sears 5 years ago from the Mariners for Nick Rumbelow.
Mm-hmm.
And Kay's point was like, you got to really pay attention to these trades because 5 years ago you may have been like, who the hell is this JP Sears guy? But now, I mean, he's had 2 starts without allowing an earned run.
Well,
like,
and he just pitched great today.
Yeah, he pitched very well.
5 2/3.
Damn. All right.
Now it's against a team who's the highest batting average on the roster is like a 245, but
not named Chris Davis.
Hey, what was his average year over year? 244,
like 240 something. Yeah.
Matt, when are we going to get you to stop looking at batting average? That's what I want to know.
Okay.
That's a fun
wise,
stat, though.
They didn't have an OPS above 680.
Thank you.
Tonight.
That is much more informative. Thank you very much.
Hey, batting average still means something.
No, it doesn't. It only means something because of our nostalgia. That's literally its only value is nostalgic. That's it.
Yeah.
Sorry to be a Debbie Downer here, but that is literally batting average's only value is nostalgia. That's it. That's it. Oh, and by the way, talking about cool stats, one thing I wanted to mention that I just saw. So, it's pretty obvious, right? If we had to guess at the beginning of the season, right, before the season started, for instance, if we had to guess, okay, if the Yankees are going to have 2 guys who are going to be like hitting tons of homers and are going to be on pace with like, Ruth Gehrig, Mantle Maris type numbers, right? It's going to be Judge and G, obviously, right? We do have 2 guys on the team who are on that pace. It's not Judge and G, Judge and Rizzo.
Yeah.
Like fucking crazy. Now, there's no way he keeps that up, right? But like, who would have thought that? Like his career homer numbers, like he's not a huge power guy. He's got like a little bit of pop, but he is not a huge power guy. Like if you look at his
definitely
numbers,
been taking advantage of the short porch.
Yeah.
But they said this is his 9th season with 20 plus homers.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So he's got pop, but he's not a huge power guy. He's not like some 35, 40 homer guy.
Yeah.
The other thing Kay was saying tonight is his batting average on balls in play is like the worst in the majors. It's like 200. So he could be performing even better.
He's been having some bad luck on that. Then.
Yeah.
Okay. Some real bad luck.
Yeah. Yeah. The dude in the outfield just made a good play a couple innings ago on him. He had a ball in the gap and just like found his glove. Otherwise he would have had a double or triple. Another cool piece of trivia. Before I get to that cool piece of trivia, I forgot to do it last week because we had Andrew, but my weekly plea for common sense gun safety laws. Look into them, consider them. Let's make this country a safer place. I don't know. Hayes is his last name. He plays for the Orioles. I don't know what his first name is.
Austin.
Yeah.
Austin. Yes. Austin Hayes hit for the cycle the other day. Now the cycle itself is not very cool anymore. That's like batting average, type thing. But what's really cool about this is the day before he went 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts.
Wow.
In the day that he got the cycle, he did it in a rain shortened 7-inning game.
Dude, baseball is so crazy.
So he had a Gallo and then he had a cycle.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Crazy. He's actually having a really good year.
Like a Gallo sombrero. That's what we should start calling it. Not golden sombrero.
Yeah, the Gallo sombrero. I like that, Matt. I agree.
Which, speaking of that, Judge is one strikeout away from a Gallo sombrero tonight.
Damn.
Yeah,
But
Judge, he's been slumping. Like I
and
know
he's
he had
also
those
been
walk-offs, but
he's had 3 strikes called him tonight that were 4 inches out of the zone. So
he gets that every
Well,
game.
yeah. At least we didn't have. I assume we haven't had Doug Eddings as our home plate umpire. Did you guys see this? He missed like
Yes.
26 calls the other night, like a
Yeah.
season high
Yeah.
for umpires. Yeah, Jesus.
It's like the White
Christ.
Sox and
Fucking terrible.
White Sox Blue Jays, I think maybe.
Yeah.
be careful what you wish for, though. CB Buckner is on this crew that we've got right now.
Now, see,
boy.
here's what I want to know. Like, so there are some of these guys who have this reputation, right? And I looked this up because I looked this up a few weeks ago. I meant to tell you guys. There's like a website that keeps track of this shit, right? Like umpire scorecard website or whatever,
Yep.
something like that, right?
Mhm.
And Angel Hernandez is one of the guys with the worst reputations. His numbers were not that bad, actually. I like looked him up specifically. So sometimes, we're humans, right? Sometimes we let our we let just general reputations, they take fire and they go wide, 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 and we just kind of accept it all, right? But it's not necessarily always the truth. Now, so I'm what the reason I say that is I'm curious, like, because CB Buckner is another one of these, and so I wonder if the numbers actually back it up. Is he actually somebody who sucks? I'm on the page. I'm gonna see if I can. I can't remember if you can just search for umps. I can't remember how it.
You can get their overall rankings.
Because the website, well, you can look up best umpires, your favorite teams, and the most recent games. But I don't know if they have like a straight up search yet. Hold on, I'm gonna see if they do. Oh wait, hold on. Can I find it? CB Buckner.
Thrilling content.
Well, you guys talk about something while I'm doing this. So, well, actually, I found him. I went to CB Buckner's page. So for this year, he's hovering around low 90s most of the time for his accuracy. Low 90s.
Now, for our viewers, what's average? Listeners,
that's average, right? Yeah, I was gonna say, so that's not terrible, right?
92 is average, I think.
92 is average. Okay, so he's right around average, below average. He had one random game where he was like 98% accurate. Super interesting. I mean, God, can you imagine, like, this shit didn't exist when we were kids? Like, that's so awesome that we can like look this up now and that computers can just tell us.
I mean, I'm just glad there's the accountability of.
Well, that too, for sure.
Like not having Levon Hernandez in his no hitter.
Oh my God, was that Angel who umped that game though? Speaking of him,
no way.
Who umped that game? Because you can watch highlights of that, and the pitches
1997 or something.
I think Angel Hernandez has been around a long time.
Wow. Okay.
Maybe not that long, but I do remember, like, you can go and watch highlights of that game, and there are pitches that are like a fucking foot outside. And what's so funny about it, what I love about watching those highlights, is the umpire will call those strikes with such excitement. Like, he's just like, and it's like a foot outside. It's like, oh my God, dude, like, you fucking suck. Like, you should not be calling strikes this happily.
And the batters were just like cool with it for the most part. Some of them got frustrated, but.
What's interesting, actually, so I was going down this path the other day in my mind for another pitcher who benefited tremendously from a, let's say, questionable outside and inside corners from umpires. That's Greg Maddux. And my thought was today with Sport Track and, Pitch FX and tracking pitches and the amount of scrutiny that batters place on launch angle and bat path and making sure that they're studying pitchers. Is Maddox still someone that's going to win 350 games in his career, and is he going to be as successful? Now he was an incredible pitcher, and I love the quote that I brought up a couple weeks ago. That was, I throw an 87 mile per hour sinker. I'll tell you that it's coming, and you still won't hit it.
Right.
Or you'll still ground out or something like that.
Yeah.
Because he did get a tremendous amount of movement.
Oh, and, yeah. And his two-seamer was fucking insane.
Yeah. Well, the two-seamer or sinker, however you want to call it, like the left to right riding action on that thing, he'd throw it at your knees and it would end up over the plate. So I still think he's a Hall of Famer, but does he put up the numbers that he had? I don't know. I really can't. I don't know if he enjoys that same success.
Yeah, it's an interesting question. I mean, I wonder, I wonder if umps have been like relatively steady throughout history. It's interesting in baseball, right? I feel like we tend to, as a general rule, we tend to glorify the past and stuff. And I mean, the plate has been the same for a really, really, really long time.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think that like umpires in the 50s and 60s and, 90s, 30s, whatever, I don't think that they had like worse eyes, right? So it's more, I think, what was the general consensus? Strike zone, maybe? I don't know.
Yes.
But
And that has changes, and there's been
yeah,
different eras where the MLB has said we are emphasizing this. So we know
yeah,
start calling the high strike, damn it, because
yeah,
stuff like that. So you're right. Unfortunately, we don't have that data like we do
yeah.
now.
That would be super interesting. Yeah.
Because I wonder also how much like your umpire scorecard affects someone like Angel Hernandez, who's going to go back and like, take a look at it. And probably a lot of them don't even look at it, but I wonder how many actually do look at it and go, oh shit, I fucked up.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
by the way,
they got to be held to a certain extent because they're unionized. So
Well, yeah, and that's, I mean, they're in legal proceedings. The MLB presented data to counter Angel Hernandez's argument about him never umpiring a World Series.
yeah,
The Major League in very, very pleasant legalese speak said, you are a bad umpire. That is why we're not discriminating against you because you're Hispanic. We are not allowing you to umpire our biggest games because you are not a good umpire. Here is the data.
yeah. And by the way, I just looked it up. He has been in the league since 1991.
Who?
Angel Hernandez.
Oh my God.
Yep. Fucking 31 years.
How do you, I mean, union, that's how you stay in the league, I guess. But yeah,
well, I want to know, so like on umpire scorecard, I want to see if you can look up like their whole career numbers, right?
Yeah. Probably only goes back to a certain year.
Yeah.
And I didn't hear Matt your full question, but I think I would say yes, Greg Maddux would still win a whole bunch of games because he was a control artist and he probably just took advantage of the bigger strike zone, but he would still be able to.
Yeah, that was the outcome essentially. He's still a Hall of Famer. I just don't know if he's as
he's throwing 88 pitch games to at the rate that he did. He might have to throw a little longer.
Let's see. Angel has been okay this year. He's been about average. But I wonder what he's been doing.
He sucks. Say what it is.
I mean, as the only trained umpire on this podcast, I will say it is fairly difficult. I will also say I was not a good umpire. I was a poor umpire, and I hated being behind the plate. I was much more comfortable in the field, and I made plenty of mistakes out there too.
Modest Matt.
Modest Matt. That's right.
Hey, my first game behind the plate was a 17-year-old big leagues game. And 16 or 17, but there was a Padres scout in the stands. My first game there.
Wow.
And I freaked out because my partner didn't show up. So I was trying to cover the whole thing. Oh, that was not a good day.
Real quick, it looks like the umpire data, at least on umpire scorecards, goes back to 2015, so like StatCast era. And I'm looking at like some of the older data. It doesn't look like they have necessarily every game. I'm not sure, but a lot of Angels stuff is in the mid and upper 80s. So yeah, so substantially below average, I think we could say. And that's probably putting it mildly. So super interesting stuff though. Who's the guy who like everybody loves, but he fucked up the call on the Armando Galarraga perfect? Jim Joyce. I was trying to remember his name. I knew there was like Jim or James or something. I'm wondering if his numbers back up the reputation. He was very respected,
but I don't know.
Yeah. Wait, did he retire? He's not on the site.
Yeah, he did.
Damn. I want to know what his numbers
are. A year or two ago.
Okay. Wow.
Just like Joe West, country Joe West.
I feel like Joe West did not have a good reputation.
No, he did not.
Yeah.
Did not.
Wow. Yeah. Crazy.
My thoughts of Joe West are
Did I just miss a visual that I should have
Yes,
seen?
you did.
Yes, you did.
Damn it.
You could watch the podcast on our YouTube channel.
I'll think about it. Yeah, this Doug Eddings guy. Well, he's been a mixed bag this year. Interesting. Anyways, why was that the Joe West impression?
Oh, he was full of himself.
Oh, he was full of himself. Okay. Nice. Well, what else is on the docket? We've been going at it for a while here.
Yep. I think we killed it.
Yeah, we killed it. We probably ought to come to a conclusion here pretty soon here.
I will
Anything
just say
else?
this. I want the same fervor and activity that surrounding Britney Spears and Free Britney from her conservatorship to free Brittany Griner from Russia. Please use your same signs, everyone. Use your T-shirts. Just like maybe write a G on there or something. Like, but free Brittany Griner. Like, let's get her out of there. And one of the other things I will say is I remember the WNBA is so progressive and usually picks these things up right away. But it took like 4 or 5 weeks before I saw significant traction in the NBA to like start wearing the T-shirts and start making noise about it. So NBA folks, which the season's over now, but do better for your basketball compatriots in the WNBA. So, and the only reason she's over there to begin with and playing in Russia is because they don't pay her jack squat in the WNBA here. So let's do better there too.
Yeah. Drop your mic now, Matt.
I know.
Well said. Bring Brittany
my cord's
home.
not long enough.
All right, boys.
Good work.
I think that's it. Okay. I'm out of